Before going into the rendering settings and how do we actually render a still image or a video, we're gonna see some cameras and some settings for those cameras and how to use them for either still images or videos, because they kind of simulate those still images or any video camera that you would have in the real world. So they're kind of important. If you go to the Create panel, and you'll see that there is a camera tab right here. This is how you can actually create them. 3D Studio Max has two kinds of cameras. There's physical cameras that bring some extra controls such as exposure and other effects that kind of simulate the real world cameras. And there's legacy cameras that have a simpler interface with fewer controls. 3D Studio Max has two kinds of legacy cameras. There's target and there's free cameras. The target camera views and records the area around an object that becomes the target. When you create a target camera, you'll see that you have two icons. One is the camera and one is the target right here, which is this small box. So as they can be animated separately, it is much easier to animate the camera and the view if you don't want the actual camera to move along a path. So I'm just gonna delete this. And I'm going to animate just this. So it's going to start here and go all the way to here. Let's see what the camera sees. Okay, that wasn't a great animation, but you get the point. Let's go back to perspective. We also have a free camera that records the area in the direction that the camera is aimed at. So let's see. There's going to be a single icon, so just the camera itself. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, this is going to be camera 2. Not a great view. Let's go back and let's push it back a bit. Okay. Now, these two legacy cameras usually have the same controls and parameters that you can change. There's the focal length and the field of view. If we go back to camera 1, right here, field of view controls how much of the scene is actually visible. So you see, it is measured in degrees, and as you can see, it is directly linked with the focal length of the lens. And the longer the lens, the narrower the field of view is going to be, and the other way around. Now there's a relationship between the field of view and the perspective of the objects. We're not really going to see that now. So let me just create a bit of a different scene. I'll just delete these. Okay, and let's move to camera. Select the camera, go back to the camera view. Now, see how the perspective changes when there's a short focal length. You'll see that the perspective kind of distorts and it makes objects seem in depth. And when the focal lengths are long, they kinda reduce that distortion and they make objects appear kinda flat and parallel to you. There's a section with stock lenses that you can choose from. Here's the type of the camera, whether you want a target one or a free camera. And this section, depth of field parameters, these controls let you assign a depth of field or a motion blur to the camera.